Richard Keck, and this is All Things Fantasy Football. And today I'm going to be doing the playoff preview for the 12 Geniuses, 2 Idiots League, Dynasty Fantasy Football League. It is a 14-team league, and we're in Week 15 when the playoffs start. I'm running this podcast solo today because all you losers in this league didn't want to volunteer and man up to do a show. All the other leagues that I'm doing these for, I've got somebody stepping in as a co-host, but I'm going to run this one solo without him. We're going to start off with the losers bracket. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the losers bracket because after all, you're not winners, and that is myself included, as I fall this time into the losers bracket for the first time since the league starts. Starting off with the 1 versus 8 seed in the losers bracket, we have Dynasty versus Provo. Provo's had a really rough year. Injuries, poor play, has the worst record in the league, lowest points scored. He's going to end up getting that number 1 draft pick, and he's going to have a rough outing against Dynasty. Dynasty just missed the playoffs. In fact, at one point I even told him that he was probably in the playoffs, and turns out that was not the case, as Coldwater had made a come from behind in order to secure that last playoff spot and win the division. So Dynasty draws a nice, easy spot, taking out Provo in the first round. Don't give Provo much of a chance. He's had a really rough year. The winner of that game will play the winner of the 4-5 seed, which is the Gaylord Gophers and the Fowler Eagles. Fowler is a former champion in this league. Gaylord has some players, just injuries at the wrong time. I can say that about a lot of teams in this league. You'll hear me say the word injury more than I want to say. It happened to all the best players in the league. So he who has the most players at the end is the one who's going to survive and win. And, some of the players are coming back, some are not. So Gaylord struggled with the injuries. Fowler also struggled with the injuries, losing with the loss of Christian McCaffrey. Did deal him right near the end of the year, and perfect timing, as Christian McCaffrey went out as soon as he was traded. So worked out in his favor, got some draft picks, and is going to have a nice regroup because of that. So winner of that game, I feel like Fowler's got the advantage, but not by much. It's going to be a tight game. Play the winner of Dynasty and Provo in the next round. The 3-6 matchup is myself, Miami Thunder, against Hopewell Freds. I would definitely say I didn't have much of a chance with all the injuries that I have, but Hopewell is just as bad and has not scored in the least. At least Aaron Jones and Kamara have come back. Even a little bit of Amari Cooper's come back for Miami. So got some players back. I feel like I'm going to win that game against Hopewell. Again, you never know. And at this point, it's anyone's guess on who's going to have the most players alive at the end of the outing. Winner of that game takes on the 2-seeded Aliquippa Free Willies and the Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City, very rough year. Hasn't had much to talk about for the season. And Aliquippa is another one. Just missed the playoffs. There's a couple teams. It came down to the final week, came to the highest point total. And Aliquippa wasn't able to get the amount of points needed to get in. So 2-seed Aliquippa probably run into the 3-seed Miami. I believe Aliquippa probably whooped my tail earlier in the year. Not a lot of people didn't. As I finished 6-8, lost a couple games by a point. Aliquippa lost a couple of close ones as well. I think the team to beat in this is probably either Aliquippa or Dynasty in the losers bracket. Remember, it's the playoff positions or the draft pick positions are already set, so there is no reason not to try. I believe the Toilet Bowl even pays out a nice chunk of dough as well in this league. So put the lineups in. Let's see who we can get. Somebody to get some respectability and come out of the losers bracket. Onto the winners bracket, and these are the cream of the crop. These are the teams, honestly, that belong here. They're the 6 best teams in the league. While the rest of us can can say what if and what could have been. The bottom line is the 6 best teams are in the playoffs. 5 of those teams, I believe, have a legitimate shot to win it. Coldwater being that 6th team that maybe doesn't have a legitimate shot, but he has a legitimate shot at blowing up in any given week. So he's been so up and down, it's hard to imagine that he's going to string out 3 in a row to win it. But that's why you play the games. So we'll start with that game, the 3 seed Coldwater Lions versus the 6 seed St. John's River Rats. Coldwater is coming in with a 7-7 record, just eking by that division. Playing the River Rats, who are 8-6, and the Coldwater Lions are going to have to run with Kyler Murray, who's struggled at times. He traded for Christian McCaffrey, not good. He's going to probably have to run Miles Sanders with a whole bunch of receivers. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't had a great year, up and down injuries. Cooper Kupp has been the saving grace for this roster. Mike Williams has been spotty and, was hot early. Has been hit or miss here or there, and then along with Chris Godwin. So definitely has a roster that can compete. Going up against a St. John's team that's probably had his best season since he's been in this league. He's got Russell Wilson going with Fournette, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Joe Mixon. Perfect, nice running back set. Wide receivers a little weak, running Tyler Boyd and maybe Jerry Jeudy or Darnell Mooney, somewhere around there. Nothing spectacular, but them running backs are what's going to carry this team. Very tough roster to have to play against for Coldwater. So I like St. John's winning this game. The 4-5 matchup is the Chesaning Indians and the Kansas City Cousins. For the longest time, the Chesaning Indians were the best team in the league. Columbus came from behind after starting 0-3 and just steamrolled throughout the rest of the league. But for the longest time, Chesaning held control of the division with a firm grip. Tom Brady, Justin Herbert, take your pick which one of those you want to play each week. And he's going to be rolling out. His running backs are definitely beat up. Hopefully Elijah Mitchell can go. Kareem Hunt's in the mix, also been hurt. DeAndre Swift, also been hurt. So, team is definitely struggling at the running back position, but it's the receivers that are probably going to have to carry them going forward. We're looking at T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle. Those guys are all young, all studs, all blowing up. Can even throw a little bit of mix of Russell Gage as he's come on late. So he's got some options if he wants to play one of them. But getting some points from the running back position will probably be key in trying to get a win against Kansas City. Kansas City is the defending champions of the league and looking to try and repeat. Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Matt Stafford at quarterback. They're about equal in points. Take your pick. You pretty much play whichever one you feel like playing that week. Running out Saquon Barkley and Myles Gaskin at the running back position. I do believe Gaskin has COVID, so that might be a scratch for them this week. Marquise Brown, Tyreek Hill, little Van Jefferson. They did lose Robert Woods to an injury earlier in this year. Teams got some options, but is definitely struggling with the COVID injuries and then the injuries to Robert Woods that happened late. Freiermuth is rounding out the tight end, which was a nice acquisition mid-season from the Miami Thunder. So overall, I think I like Chesaning in this game to win it. They've got less hurdles, less options. They both got the quarterbacks. Chesaning has the better tight end options. It really comes down to, again, who has the most players. And if Elijah Mitchell is able to go, or DeAndre Swift, either one of them, and Chesaning's going to have a nice full lineup. So they're going to definitely have an advantage going into this week. The two teams that draw by, we have the number 1 seeded Columbus Crush and the number 2 seed Crystal Meth. Crystal Meth is going to be led by Aaron Rodgers, which is definitely he's at his peak right now. He's performing at his best. Just coming off a whooping of the Chicago Bears, to my dismay. Not very happy about that, but he did have an awesome game this week, and going into the playoffs, the Packers are looking to try to clinch a playoff spot and win that division. So expect Aaron Rodgers to come out firing. When they do in fact wait the winner from this week coming up. Also got Devontae Adams. You got Michael Gallup. Got a couple injuries to Elijah Moore and a suspension in Antonio Brown at the wide receiver spot. So that's going to hurt just a little bit. But definitely at the running back spot, you got Ezekiel Elliott and Austin Eckler. Elliott's not been the best running back for the year, but he hasn't been terrible. He's just been below expectations. So he's still a worthy start. Good guy to get in there. Crystal Meth is poised to try to take this title in a good spot. Tight end is going to be Rob Gronkowski. The defense will be Tampa Bay, which is not a bad one. So definitely in a good spot. He's got some horses that can actually put up some points. So no matter who gets through, it's gonna be a tough out trying to get through Crystal. Coldwater, like I said, has the capabilities of putting up a big game, but St. John's is the more rounded team heading into the game this week to take on Crystal Meth going into the second week. The number 1 overall seed is the Columbus Crush. They won the league like 2 years ago, had the best team then. They lost the league last year, had the best team then. They're the 1 seed this year, still the best team now. Mike has done an amazing job of getting a team together. He's still under cap, which is amazing. A lot of these guys, hopefully, it will bump up a little bit and make it a little harder for Mike to keep all these guys. But he's got Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott at quarterbacks. It's not often you can lose a quarterback of Lamar Jackson's ability in your fantasy team and have a Dak Prescott sitting on your bench. That's absolutely insane. So, he's not going to miss a beat there. Running backs, you're starting guys like Nick Chubb, Antonio Gibson, Jonathan Taylor, who's been by far the league MVP this year. It's absolutely amazing to me that you have that kind of a roster with those guys. He's still got Javonte Williams and Devontae Smith on his taxi squad. It's crazy. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf. It's almost not fair. Mike, you got to let some of these guys go. We need some other people to get some of these players. Tight ends, he's got 4 starters, probably 3 tight end ones in Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts. Take your pick. Hopefully the only thing we can hope for as a league is that he picks wrong. But you can't take away anything from Mike from the fact that he has assembled a team that is going to be dominant for quite some time. So the winner of the Kansas City Chesaning game has that to look forward to waiting in week 16. Overall, I think if you look at the playoff schedule, I don't know that either of those teams get through Columbus to get to the finals. And I'm not sure either one of those teams in St. John's or Coldwater gets through Crystal to get to the finals on that side of the bracket. So I'm looking at a Columbus Crystal Meth finals. And if I had to guess, and if I had to pick, and I had to put money on it, I'd put my money on the Columbus Crush to win their second title. Do I want them to win their title? I like parity. I like it spread around. So I wouldn't mind seeing somebody that hasn't won win the league. But as long as Mike ain't ripping off 3, 4, 5 in a row, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you won a second one here. So that's kind of who I have going this week. Voting is going to be coming out later today. I'm going to put out polls for the MVP of our fantasy season as well as the Rookie of the Year. We'll get those out. Next time I'd like to get somebody else to come in on a video with me. Got a new green screen. I had to test that out, put a little picture behind me, do a little something different. So I'm trying to get a little more involved, get some more videos made for you guys. So get involved. Let's get on these videos. Let's do something here together. A little short one today because I have no one to talk to and bounce ideas off. So let's get someone on here for next time. For Richard Keck and all things fantasy football, I am out of here. Good luck in the playoffs. Hopefully I win the losers bracket. Have a good day.